thank you for joining us today. This is an earth loop repair. We have no idea what we're going to find. The pipe was installed in the 80s, so we didn't really have any documentation. I'm not sure what they were thinking back then, what the accepted processes were. But they didn't use trace wire or anything like that, so kind of digging blind. It was a huge puddle to begin with. Sorry I didn't get a video of all that. We just wanted to jump in. We had some delays that day. It delayed me a couple of hours, so I just wanted to jump in and get to digging. But yeah, this is the very first part, and we find some pipes that shouldn't be there. These are those lines that I was talking about that shouldn't be there. Didn't know at the time what they were, so I'm going to go ahead and dig them up at this point and try to figure something out. See if it was just a shallow horizontal loop. Well, the pipe kept on going and going, and then it started teeing off. Then I got concerned that this was some sort of hokey horizontal loop that someone's done with 3 different types of PVC. The PVC kept on shattering. Every time I'd go to cut it, it would just shatter. So I kept digging more and more of it up until I just said, hey, all right, this is where I've got to this teed into it. And we decided to put pressure on it, see if this was our leaker or not. And as it would turn out, it is not. So we'll continue after that. Well, nothing I did's leaking, but it looks like there's still water pouring way down from back here. So we're gonna dig up a little further and see if we can figure out where that's coming from. Update. Now there's water pouring out here. We have 2 leaks, 3. So there's a big puddle of water. So we'll have to bury this and then dig this up as well. Oh my goodness. All this went all at once, huh?
Minutes later. Much later. Many unbearable hours later.
All right, well, got one into the pipe here pretty easily. It was about where I expected it. The only problem is this is about where I found it. I was digging straight right here. I just don't know where the other end of this pipe is. There's no pipe in my stack. It's just here. So I wonder if maybe it was plugged, but we're gonna come back tomorrow with some daylight, because I mean you can't see nothing in here. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow with some daylight and figure out where this pipe is supposed to be going, because I don't see nothing directly under it. I tried that, nothing left, nothing right, and nothing straight ahead. I kept digging further and further. There's nothing here. So we're gonna have fun tomorrow, another adventure. So this is where I've gotten to. We eventually found that pipe. With my bucket, I caught that corner of that elbow right there, and it was shooting. It was the pipe was going up and down like this in a U, and then at the very bottom there is 2 more 1.5-inch pipes, a set of 2-inch pipes as well as, was it like 4 3/4 pipes that are teed off of those. And yeah, so I've dug all that out by hand, starting from basically the top of that. You can see that line right there. Done the rest of that by hand, and it just keeps on getting hairier and hairier down there. I think maybe that I'm gonna find another repaired over here where they probably were teed into that one right there, that pipe, because I still have not found anywhere that goes, and there's no water coming out of it. The water was just coming from the ground coming up, so just kept on chasing it. Now we're here and there's 15 20 connections, something like that. So we're gonna basically clean this up as best as we can, make sure we can see as much as pipe as possible. Then we're gonna start trying to see what's leaking. I guarantee you there's gonna be a lot after this, but we're gonna make sure we get all of them. Yeah, to be continued here. Well, we got all the pipes defined here. You can see some of the damage, but surely the original leak is somewhere in here. But that's as far as I'm getting today. This will finish drying out overnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to start hacking it all out and rebuilding this manifold. It looks like it folded over on itself. They stood it straight up. So yeah, it just ripped all sorts of stuff apart. Not to mention the damage I did getting there, but that's inevitable. Well, see you tomorrow. Well, so this is what we have thus far. I cannot find where that T was connected to. There's no pipe that was under it when I dug that T up by hand. Pretty much everything was dug from the level of the pipe down and out about a foot, all by hand. There's three T's that have no pipes here for them to even hook into. They were just open. Not sure what that was about. It looks like it has been repaired before. Said that I initially found it about a foot above this. So yeah, I have no idea what is going on here, but I'll tell you what we do know is we're going to hook these pipes up. The ones that are up, we know exactly where they go. We're going to hook those back up. We're going to put pressure behind it. We're going to cut out that T that's under there that had no pipe going to it from the point I dug it up, and we will go from there, see if any water shoots up anywhere else, and then we'll dig at it. We're going to start with this 1.25" line, and we're going to put in the 1T. That was another one of those that just had nothing. It had 2 of them going to it. There was another open one down here that just had nothing going to it. So we'll find it later. Okay, step 1 is complete. We got that little section. Now we're just going to make one little U with the 2" and hook up that one pipe, and then we'll just hook up those 2 to each other, and we're done. Time to leak test. Well, that's all of it. All the pipes are connected back to where they were. Hope it was in there right to begin with. This, how it was piped, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Typically, if you're on a junction like this, you're gonna have one big pipe and a ton of smaller ones all coming through here, because how you get equivalent links with every well, it's best to run the supply all the way to the last well and then run the returns all the way to the last well, all individually, and then come all the way back with them. And that's how you get equal links with 1". This seems to have a little bit of everything. It's got some really long return or supply lines. That's a mystery. Then it's got some a 1.25" return line, and then it's got 2 supply lines that just come in here and U off. it's got some rando one coming in from underneath that supply line on the left. It's just ran into there, and then that 1.25 inch just goes off to, I'm assuming, another manifold down there where more of those are all connected. But that's all speculation. We have absolutely no clue as to where these pipes go, just simply because of how it was originally installed. They didn't leave a lot for us to go on. So, but we're about to do a leak check. Just waiting for the last ones to kind of set up there. Those last 1 inchers, they shouldn't take too long. And we're going to put some pressure on it and see if we got our leak. If we did, we're going to put all this dirt back. Okay, so we're back next day here. We had to drain all the water out. Sorry you missed where the leaks were. I only had one leak on mine stuff. It looks like that pipe right there. It came with an extra hole. But yeah, I just cut out that section. I'm just going to cut out that section, put a coupling there, and we also found one of those mystery pipes. So whenever it did start, I had to dig out, of course, some more, and I yanked it out, but there it is. We finally got it. That was the one that was in the very head. Now, bear in mind, that's probably the one that was leaking to begin with, because the manifold, that's a supply line, so it's going to go on the 2 inch right there. I'm going to put another little T in there, but that T was right here when I first started digging up it. It was way up here whenever I first found it. And that's where it went. When I laid this piece back in, it made a lot more sense that that's where it went. As you can see, it used to be like that. Oh, let's see here. So it makes a lot more sense. I'm not holding it. But this pipe originally was like that. When I first found it, it was way down in here and up at about this level, way back here. So that was originally laying down, way down. And what it looks like, it had started to rotate itself. It looks like it was initially up and down like that, but now that pipe is way over to the left where I hooked into it. So these pipes are doing some moving under here. But yeah, so it looks like we had this one and that one. The other two are supplies. There we go. Well, that's the finished product. I got that T put in. I did make it into 1 inch just to, I don't have 3/4 on hand. I'm not about to buy a big old roll just for this little repair, especially when I already have an adapter to go from 3/4 to 1, and that's already a 1 inch T. Shoot, man, that's just too easy. So, yeah, and then we also got that little guy couplinged up. We're ready to do a leak check and see if we got everything. Let's check it out. All right, we're under pressure. So there's no leaks so far. I don't see anything spraying. What we're looking for is anywhere along the walls, you're gonna see kind of like clean water mixing with dirty water. It has like the same effect as fresh water and salt water. Whenever they mix, they create this really refractive, it just looks different, you know. It looks like there's like oil, like a clear oil under there. But we're just going to keep it under pressure for a while with that before we bury it, and we're going to keep an eye out. If there's not another leak, then we kind of know what's going on. From the beginning, we just kind of had that, there's just an odd number of pipes that doesn't make any sense. Then we found one, but then that means we're still missing one return and one supply. Well, I think in the process of digging that up, I think that supply and return, they were teed into each other with a little 3/4 pipe for whatever reason. I wouldn't recommend doing bypass underground. If you want to kind of control pressures or anything or flow rate, you should probably be able to do that where you can adjust it. But I don't see any other pipes, so that tells me we are probably okay. But as I said, we're going to give it a little bit of time. Give it time to fill this up with water. If it doesn't fill, then it's getting filled with dirt. And we're all done. Went ahead by hand, dug further down. And there she is, on top of a coupling right next to another coupling, indicative of a repair gone wrong. I think they probably just ripped this thing up trying to fix, you know, one little leak right there, and ended up causing a plethora of other damage over time as it relaxed back down, because this one was going down, so this whole thing was crushing in like that, and it cracked on the whole top. I mean, yeah, just the sweetest little leak. So that's all it takes. That's the smaller one, of course, but that's where I saw air coming up from originally. It's a little bigger. I just have it propped up to kind of kink shut. That's the angle it wants to be at. So it's about 2 to 3 inches high right there, or low rather. But yeah, this is where my original repair was. This is where I saw that air bubble coming up. And so I dug here, and this is that's just an empty PVC pipe they're using for some a little cheap irrigation. But if I would have kept digging a little bit lower, I would have found the original one that I was searching for, and then led into the big ones. But yeah, that one was definitely not the one that was flooding our whole yard, but it was definitely adding to it, and that's where the bubbles were coming up. So we'll discuss. Okay, we dug a little further, and it was a T. It was that one's T. I just cut it, make it easier. We're gonna replace that T more than likely. Nothing we could do today. Try to get all the water out best I could, but that pipe's still holding a lot of water. We're gonna let that drain off overnight. We'll fix it first thing in the morning, put it under pressure, and see if we got some geothermal action. Well, hopefully this is the last one. I'm fairly certain it is, because that one was just a little leak. Those were right where I was seeing the bubbles. But I think that one was such a small leak, and it seems like a majority of the water was puddled up on top of this. So I'm thinking that's probably it. That could have probably even been the first one that caused the rest. Who knows? More dirt to worry about. But yeah, we'll continue this adventure tomorrow morning, and hopefully this is the very last leak. Well, it's the next morning. It's supposed to be a beautiful day today. 81 degrees. It's early February. But a great day to get this bad boy finished. But yeah, it's cold. The water is empty for the most part. That's low enough to work with. I can work with that. So yeah, beautiful day though. Loving it. Let's get going. Here's another little video on socket fusion. Thought you guys would enjoy a little bit more socket fusion. Speed up. I'm putting together a combo tee. It's best to put them together, let them cool down, so that when they're in the hole, you can get to the lowest point, fuse that lowest point, and then work with the more pliable end. But 2 inches is a nightmare to work with, so doing everything we can. Repair has been made. It is in there. We got both of our 2 inches connected with a coupling, and then I brought that 3/4 over, and just that was the easiest part. 3/4, go figure. But yeah, that we're gonna pressure test it here in about 15-20 minutes. Give all that plastic the best chance it has to cure, and hopefully that's the last one. We can put all this dirt back. Thank you. Well, we're back. It is under pressure, so we're gonna do the same thing as before. We're gonna wait a good half hour to an hour here and look for water buildup along the walls, see where it's coming from. Just keep an eye on it, stay ahead of it. But yeah, we're under full pressure right now. We will stand by here, but I pray that it's over. No leaks from anything I've done. No water spilling out anywhere. I'm happy. Let's keep an eye out. Well, here we go. No leaks. It's been about a half hour, so I'd say we're good. We're gonna bury all this, put it behind us. Well, this is just gonna be a time lapse of me covering up the hole, smoothing it out the best I can, trying to get all the dirt back to where it was. Took a very long time, but don't really have much else to say here, so just enjoy the music that we had before. That's it. Still got about the same divot, probably a little bigger of a divot. We're going to need some topsoil anyway. But yeah, that's pretty good. This should it'll rain out and smooth out over time here, but that's about as good as we can get it. I think that's all we need for the video. Well, appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully this was everything you hoped it to be. Have a good one.